Gentlemen, how's it going? I hope you guys have been having a fantastic week. I hope you've been kicking ass and taking names. I hope you guys have been killing it. Today, I'm bringing you a simple versus video. I'm bringing the Leatherman skeletool versus an off-brand, no-name, budget Amazon multi-tool. I think it's called the maarten. The maarten? Why am I even bringing these two together? Why am I even contending these two when we already know, right? Like we already know that the Leatherman is clearly the better tool, right? It's a Leatherman, right? It's like the industry standard. It's the king of the multi-tools. So why even challenge it? Are you gonna tell Rocky you don't stand a chance? You don't even belong in the same ring? It's Creed, it's the champ. We're gonna put these two toe to toe, and we're gonna see if the king, if the Leatherman is really the better value. We're gonna see if a tool that's 3 times less in price can stand up and compete. So we got some questions to answer, and we got some things to go over. Let's get into it. So real quick, gentlemen, before we get into the video, I just want to take care of one quick announcement. I have a project I have been working on. I am super excited about. I have been putting a lot of time and thought into this project. I have up and coming a new Get Home bag that I have been working on. And normally I would just do a tabletop and I would show you kind of like how my channel goes. But I think it's time to step it up. I think it's time to get 2021 started big and get growing, get moving, trying some different things. So stick around to the end of the video. I have a sneak peek. Yes, I have a world premiere, a sneak peek of my new Get Home bag. It's lightweight, covert, and built for speed. I think you guys are gonna like it. Please, if you want to get that notification as soon as that video comes out, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's going to be coming out here within the next week and a half, and I'm super excited about it. And so, yeah. So let's talk about these two multi-tools. All right, so first things first, I want to go over the Leatherman skeletool first. I think this has been a huge seller for Leatherman. A lot of people really like this tool, and for good reason. It's really compact. It has this pocket clip on it so that it's real easy to just throw in your pocket and just kind of move. Go over the pros and cons of this multi-tool. Okay, so let's go over the pros first. Okay, because there's some things that I really do like and some things I really do dig. Now we're gonna open it up, and these pliers are pretty solid. Really good quality pliers. I've used these multiple times, and I have nothing bad to say about the construction of the pliers. On the end here, you have a bit holder, and you also have onboard storage right here with an extra bit. Now, one of the cool things that they did with this is that you can buy the extension set, and you can have like so many different kinds of bits on hand, which is pretty cool. It also has this built-in bottle opener and carabiner. It's a 2-in-1, and that's really cool. But I think personally, the best and the thing that makes this multi-tool stand out is this knife. It's on the outside, so it's one-handed operation. This knife is super sharp out of the box. It has a really nice sharp tip to it, and this thing just cuts really well. It's definitely one of the highlights of this tool for sure. And this is also going to be one of the cheaper multi-tools in the Leatherman lineup. Let's talk about the cons. Okay, so I said that this is one of the cheaper multi-tools in the lineup, but does that mean you're going to get the best value with this tool? I don't know. I think honestly, there is a multi-tool that you're going to get a little bit better value out of a multi-tool. Now I'm going to talk about that one and which one I think is the better value. But here's one of the things I kind of find interesting about this multi-tool. is one of the ways is you have to hold it, right? It's got this curve to it so that when you hold it like this, it's just a weird grip angle. And the problem is that there's no spring. So you have to kind of like hold it like this and operate it. You kind of have to hold it like this. It's very, very awkward. And I wish it was spring operated. That would make it really, really helpful. When you fold it in like this, like I mentioned, you can buy that bit set. You can't use the bit holder when it's like this. In this, when you have it closed, you can only use it when it's open like this. And that's kind of awkward because now you're holding it like this and it's at an angle, right? So if you're gonna actually screw anything in, it's kind of cumbersome. The best way that I found is to hold it at a 90, just like this, and then you actually have like a grip that you can kind of push force in and turn at the same time. But if you have it closed like this, you can't use it. I think it would have been a little bit better if maybe the bit was on the outside, and that way you could open it up like this and then turn it. Like this is a lot more comfortable to operate, and I wish it was like that. This clip right here, I think it works. I think it's fine, but this is one of the things that I think that the maarten does that I'm going to get into here in a little bit. But you don't get a whole lot of tools with this thing. You get the pliers, you get the knife, the bit set, which you can get, you can add a whole butt ton of bits, but it's like an extra 40 bucks, right? So like all said and done, you could be spending $100 on this thing to have like the full setup on this. And that's kind of pricey, I think, for this multi-tool, especially because right out of the box, you're only getting, I think it's 7 tools on this thing. Personally, they have the Leatherman Rev, I believe, that's about the same price, and you just get so many more features in that multi-tool that I kind of wish that that tool, that this was just, if this was maybe 20 bucks cheaper, this would be a no-brainer. But I think for the 60 bucks that you're gonna, $60 to $65 you're gonna pay for this thing, I think you're buying more of the style, to be quite honest. I think you're buying more of the style, and you have the pocket clip and it's lightweight, and so but it does have good build quality, and that knife, if that's all you need, this is a great tool. And this is the budget option. This is the maarten. Let's go ahead and compare it just side to side next to the skeletool. You can see it's definitely a little bit smaller, the maarten. If I'm misspelling it, if I'm mispronouncing that, like, please feel free to correct me. But the maarten is definitely smaller. It's more compact. It also has the external pocket clip, which is nice. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to compare these, because these are kind of like direct head-to-head type of tools. Okay, and like the skeletool, this has the outside knife. It's definitely smaller than the skeletool is. The skeletool has a little bit longer blades, and it has serrades. I gotta say, for an everyday carry, which is what these are, I don't necessarily care for serrades. That's just me personally. I prefer to just have the straight blade. And so this does have the straight blade. Here's what I will say, and I think this is probably the biggest, we're gonna get into the pros and cons, but I'm just gonna shout this one out first. The biggest con for me about this one is this blade. Not that it's not sharp, but this knife blade out of the box is vastly superior. It's not that it's dull and it won't cut, but you can definitely tell the difference. On the tips, this is definitely sharper. So you got to keep in mind that this costs 3 times less than one of these, just about. And I'll leave the links down below. So first pro is going to be price, right? This thing I think comes in under 20 bucks, under $20, and you get this little guy. I would even say you probably could put on a keychain. Maybe it'd be a little bit heavy for a keychain, but you put it in your pocket and it's almost like it's not there. On the external, you have the knife, like I pointed out. which is not bad, not incredibly sharp, but it'll cut, it'll do the job. And this is something that I like that Leatherman could actually take a note from, is that on the inside is the carabiner hook. So with one hand, you could flip this out just like this, and you could throw it on your belt or whatever other attachments that you want to put on. Okay, so then we go ahead and open it up here, and it has a set of pliers. And the thing that I think this one does better than the skeletool is that it's spring operated. Okay, I haven't had this thing for very long, so I can't tell you the durability of it, but it's spring operated and it holds better in the hand. It holds better in the hand than the skeletool does. And so what that does is that it makes it nicer when you have these like small little things that you got to grab. It just gives you more control, and that's really, really nice. All the tools are pretty much on the exterior, so when you open it up, this is what you're gonna get. And then, but I like that. And to be quite honest, this is not a bad looking little tool. Like, I mean, if you want to compare this side by side to the skeletool, right? Like it's kind of skeletonized, right? I wouldn't say it's as good looking as the Leatherman, but I mean, it's not bad looking by any means. The black and red is kind of cool. So to compare these, this is the Gerber suspension. This is a pretty popular multi-tool. A lot of people carry this. It's probably one of the best. I wouldn't say budget, but I mean, it's, as far as price is concerned, it's not very expensive. It's pretty affordable, but you get a lot with this tool. And we're gonna open it up just to give you guys a size comparison, because I would consider this to be a full-size multi-tool. These are kind of like your compacts. So to put these side by side, so that would be kind of, these are your differences, right? So you're obviously gonna have, like, this is gonna be your big multi-tool that you're gonna have a lot of different capabilities with. And then you have your two smaller compact multi-tools. And this is just to give you an idea between them. You can definitely tell, right? Like the maarten is just so much more smaller, so much more compact. So my final thought on these multi-tools is there a role that you would want to get a small budget multi-tool like this? Is there any situation that this would play in? Well, I think that there is. And the situation is that I'm not gonna necessarily want to buy the top premium of the line multi-tool, throw it in a bug out bag that I'm never gonna touch except for those emergency situations, right? And yes, you could argue you want the best tool. I get that. But to me, there's just a little part of me that dies knowing that I spent the money on a multi-tool like this and it's sitting in a bag that I'm saving maybe for one day, right? I would feel just fine knowing that I saved a lot of money buying the maarten, buying this little guy, throwing it in a bug out bag and forgetting about it, right? Anyways, that's all I got for you gentlemen this week. Be safe, and I will see you again soon. And if you stuck around to the end of the video, it is time for the premiere of the up and coming Get Home bag. Check it out.